And now, the Purple Room.
Welcome into the Purple Room podcast presented by Walk-Ons. I'm Patricia Caputo. He's David Bartholomew. We were just talking about singing. Do you have a song that you would sing if you had to sing a song? Your life depended on it. What song could you sing word for word?
Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill.
Oh.
I could do that. Bar for bar, word for word. I've done it actually. Full 5 minutes.
I can sing that whole song without all the curse words in it. Like, I can bleep them all out.
My boy.
I do it about like half the songs. Like
it's hard.
All the songs I listen to, I just don't say the curse words.
You got like a auto-regulated, like clean version in your head.
Yeah, I know.
Which that's good because look, I've had to get a little more cleaner because I got a nephew now. I can't be cursing up a storm in all the songs. So I'm kind of like I'll blank it out, but hold up, wait up.
Yeah.
That's what I would. But I always get the wrong words. Like I'll blank, like I'll not say a word that's not a curse. Like hold up, wait a minute, but I'll say hold up, wait up.
Yeah,
but then I'll still curse. So I'm like,
sometimes I lack.
I just tell my nephew, I say, just close your ears, bro. My nephew know when he around me, he just.
No, I did that one time when I was babysitting. I mean, it's a family friend, just a preface, so it's not like it was like a random that I was like. But he put on this song that had some curse words, and I was like, your siblings probably can't listen to this, so I would just turn it down on the radio every single time, and I was just like, boom, boom, boom. There was a lot. It was a full-time job.
Oh, you so considerate.
Yeah, I tried to be because I don't want them listening to like all these curse words.
You can't listen to that. Would you let them listen to Young Boy? I know you're a Young Boy fan.
No, like I listen to that, but like I would not I'm not going to babysit. Be like, let's listen to like we're gonna listen to like Christian music.
How old you got to be to listen to Young Boy?
No, that's a decision you have to make on your own. Like, I'm not gonna like allow you to make that decision.
Cause like on the topic of censorship, when I was like 9, I wanted Call of Duty so bad, and my sister told my mom, was like, yo, this says M for mature. Cause my mom was fully about to get it from me. My mom doesn't know game rankings. She was like, oh, it's a shooter game. I'm like, yeah, just give it to me. But my sister was like, no, he's gonna get violent. I was like, oh no, but you know what happened?
For you.
I ended up getting violent anyways because I was watching WWE. I was hitting moves all over the house, but then they finally caved in, got me Call of Duty, and I was so happy. So I think around like when you hit like 10, 11.
Yeah. 10.
Not to listen to Young Boy, but that's probably when you can start.
Yeah.
You could take the training wheels off a little.
Yeah, I think they just have to be aware of what the words are, because then they say them out in public and they're like telling someone to say, like, they're saying things they shouldn't, and they're like, well, I didn't know what it meant. And I was like,
when I was a kid,
self-awareness.
I lived on a block with like 20 kids. One day I said, can we say heck?
Yeah, you can say
I said,
okay. A lot worse than heck on the podcast.
Heck.
Yo, I was baby David. I was like, what the heck? They all looked at me. They said, oh. So I ran inside. It's like 20 kids on the block. They're knocking on my door. And they at the same, it was like they choreographed it. It was like, David said the H word. And I'm like, and my mom and sister come out. It was like, what happened? It was like, David said the H word. And it was like,
wait, they're snitching.
yeah, them boys were snitches. That's why we left that block. I couldn't stay with them. They wasn't loyal. Some went down. They was gonna snitch.
Wonder where they're at now.
Oh, they're probably chilling.
Gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry you had to go through that experience.
It was real traumatic. I mean, honestly, I needed some therapy after that one.
You still haven't gotten up.
I still got flashbacks to heck. That's why I asked out, can I say heck? I don't know if that's a good word for me to say.
I mean, that's a bad word. You shouldn't have said that. We're gonna have
made heck. Like, what do that mean?
I don't know. But I mean, I say things like dang flabbit, but like Billy Ray Cyrus said that on Hannah Montana. That's why I say it, because I don't want to say like the bad words.
Dang flabbit?
Yeah. Or like,
I've never heard that before. I've never heard dang flabbit.
Use it in a sentence. I mean, I get it, but you
like when I a great example was I spilled water, or somebody spilled water in the newsroom yesterday. So when it spilled and then it got in my bag, and I was like, dang flabbit, like, because I'm not gonna go say bad words. So that, but like also you have to be aware, because when you're like in a setting like this, or you're on and then you mess up, sometimes that word slips out of your mouth if you say it a lot. But if you say dang flabbit, like it doesn't slip out of my mouth because I don't use it all the time.
Yeah.
So dang flabbit's gonna slip out of my mouth. But
you said all the time. That means there's a time.
Like there are times you use it, like
say F word
up sometimes.
Trish.
Like wait, I feel like Miranda Crosco.
I do cuss a little.
Okay, anyway, but like when you try to have a clean mouth,
Yeah.
I don't like you don't want to mess up anywhere. So like you just like when I'm babysitting too, I'm not gonna like slip. So if I just say dang flabbit all the time, the chances of a slippage decreases dramatically.
My fear for cursing, like when I was younger, I was actually scared of like getting a bar of soap in my mouth. So I was
Wait.
clean. I was clean vernacular because
I've never got the bar.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to put an actual. I seen on TV like dudes like
The Christmas Story.
you gotta put a bar of soap in your mouth. I was like, because bro, what if you? My thing was like, what if you swallow the soap? Like I was always thinking of weird things. I'm like, what if you swallow the soap
I don't think it'd
and
be bad.
it cleanses your whole body?
That's not how it works. Okay,
I
well,
thought a watermelon would grow in me if I ate the watermelon seed. I thought gum was sticking on in my throat.
yeah. I used to think that with pumpkin seeds. I one time put them in the oven thinking it was gonna make pumpkin pie. And my mom let me do it too. She was like, "Yeah, we'll totally make pumpkin pie." Did not make pumpkin pie. The seeds were just like warm.
Moms be the first liar.
So,
They're the first liar in your life.
why'd you let me do that?
Oh, you had to learn.
No, they could have just been like, "We don't even have crust. What are you doing? Like, you don't even have crust. Like, you can't make pumpkin pie." But let's continue on the topic of scary things, David. We have What's Going On presented by Low and Slow Snacks. Real wood, real smoke, real barbecue. It's Friday the 13th, David. Okay. We're gonna talk about Friday the 13th.
If we made some cuts in
Oh my
here,
gosh.
Guys, there might be some cuts in here.
Okay, David just has no chill.
Yeah.
David's filter went out the door last season. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
He was keeping his filter calm, cool, and collected for the Zoom, and after that, he lost it. He was like, "Oh, I can be as chill as I want in here." And
Dude, I'm like a toy box. You
He-
just keep
yeah.
putting toys in there. And
that's the
just-
thing. All summer we had David's mom in
Yeah,
the next room.
exactly.
He called himself
Yes.
back. He had his mom in
Yes.
the next room when we were recording. So now he's just
yes.
there's no filter.
And last week he had to hold it in because we were at walk on, so we had to be like semi-professional.
Yeah.
And this week he's like ready to let loose.
Let's go.
Okay, Friday the 13th. It's scary. LSU Sports posted that the only thing scarier than Friday the 13th is a Saturday night in Death Valley or Harold Perkins on the Edge. So what's the scariest thing you would say? What's scarier than Friday the 13th?
Scarier than Friday the 13th
Maybe in Louisiana.
in Louisiana. I would say. Now, I really haven't had any like scary moments per se, but I would say the kind of scariest was. It was one night. I was walking through the Enchanted Forest.
At 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, oh wow, you finishing it for me.
You said this. Yeah, you say you go on your daily walks.
It's
So.
3 a.m., but it was abnormal out there. And I don't know, listen, not to get too serious out here. I know LSU has been built on some foul ground, but Enchanted Forest is a little scary at night because you hear things. It's like, doo, 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 doo. Like that's what I heard. I was like, so I look, but it's not a squirrel. Like I know squirrels are sleeping, right? Do squirrels go to sleep?
They definitely sleep. Are they nocturnal? I don't think so. No,
No,
they're
they can't
out.
be nocturnal.
No, they're not out nocturnal.
I'm hearing stuff and I'm looking like
They're doing the
past the
night shift.
bushes, and I'm like the bushes just were moving a little abnormal. I'm not the type to quit a venture, okay?
Mhm.
When I set my foot down saying that we got to go from point A to point B, I'm not going to stop at point A, point 5. I got to go to point B. So I kept it pushing, but
Where was point B in this story?
I think we walked to the Union. At like
At
3 in the morning.
morning?
Trish,
I'm
I
not
know you're
gonna-
looking at me
I'm
crazy
not
right
gonna
now,
ask.
but think
Just-
about it.
You were taking a walk.
At
you were taking a
nighttime.
walk.
At nighttime, let's say there's an emergency. Who's out there? Ain't nobody out there. Everybody's sleeping.
Are you Batman?
I put it upon. I won't say I Batman. I won't confirm nor deny. I'm just saying somebody has to be out there to protect these innocent folk.
Mm-hmm.
And
At the Union.
I just have insomnia. I just can't go to sleep. Like I cannot go to sleep.
Trying to.
But that's long gone, man. I live too far from campus now, so if something does happen on campus, I'm sorry. They didn't pay me enough to be Batman.
You're right.
And that
LSU.
Enchanted Forest got some freaky stuff going on. Need a little exorcism. Remember that game, Charlie, with you put
Yeah.
the 2 pencils on top of each other and you ask it questions?
Yeah, I never believed in that stuff though.
Huh. Oh.
I don't think it's real.
Oh. Did you watch TLC when you were a kid? The TLC network?
Yeah, but like all like the
That one lady who was the
Twin
exorcist.
Peaks.
That stuff real,
Exorcist.
Trish?
No, the only
Yeah.
one I think the closest I ever got was like Teresa Caputo. Was she on TLC though? She claimed, yeah, we had the same last name, so people always thought I was related to her. That's the only reason I kind of watched her. But I don't know. I'm kind of iffy about that stuff too.
Yo, I wasn't big on the exorcism, but I've seen some freaky stuff. And LSU definitely got a couple ghosts.
LSU is just freaky in general. Like, seriously, Baton Rouge. Like, let's just be honest. You know, any time past midnight, I mean, at least for me, I'm not going outside. Like, I'm usually in. By the time it gets dark outside, yeah, that's over. If anything was left out there, we're not leaving. Like, we'll get it in the morning.
I will say, like, past like 1, 2, especially if it's not a bar night, if it's not the weekend, it gets a little creepy outside. So there might be some negative energy out here. I might need to perform an exorcism. Who knows? Maybe a podcast special. We go out and we ghost bust.
Maybe just like people need to be nice to each other.
I think people are nice out here.
Yeah, until it's like 3 a.m. and then you're like, you hear gunshots and you're like, oh.
You heard gunshots?
Yeah, that happened to me last week. And we thought it was like a car. And then all of a sudden it ended up being a shooting. It was really actually sad, but.
Wow.
So anyway, let's move on for this topic of conversation and let's go on to hurricane season. As Hurricane Francine.
We got a lot of minutes of content. You guys could just go through this episode. There's so much happening.
There is a lot happening as Hurricane Francine swept through Louisiana. And it was supposed to sweep through Baton Rouge, but it did not end up making a slight turn, thankfully for those in Baton Rouge. But what I was unaware of is that hurricane parties exist, at least for things like Cat 1 and Cat 2s, where likely the damage isn't going to be as bad as possible. But hurricane party, what did you do during your hurricane?
I had a hurricane party.
Did you?
Nah.
Okay.
There was a couple of us, me, my roommate, and a couple of friends. We played some card games, watched the rain as it started to form.
Yeah.
But like, it was supposed to be like a sleepover type of vibe. I kind of went home. They were scared that I was gonna get stuck, but
You went home in the middle of the storm?
yeah,
At what time was this?
it's like 4.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Oh, and Wednesday? At night? 4 in the afternoon?
Wednesday morning, like, cause we all got together
In
Tuesday
the middle
night.
of the storm?
Oh, it wasn't storming yet.
David,
during the
storm
night, it
started
was
at 7 p.m.
no, because I'm telling you, it took a couple breaks. Tuesday night, it started raining a little bit, then it stopped, then it stopped, then it rained a little, then it stopped. I was like, they was like, what if you get stuck in your apartment by yourself? You guys gotta know something about me. Listen, I am hard boiled. I ain't no soft boiled egg. I'm a hard boiled egg. I've been boiled. So
This kid's from New York. A hurricane doesn't
good.
faze him.
And the hurricane passed through. It got a little rough. I got my internet cut out for a little bit,
See,
but it
mine
was like an
didn't.
hour.
I thought mine was going to, and it didn't.
I don't want to say I wanted the power to go out, but I was prepared for the power to go out.
Me too. I woke up so early. I woke up like 8:30 in the morning. I was like, I'm going to do my schoolwork. I'm going to be responsible. The power never went out. I finished my homework at 11:30 at night, and I was like, I have to go to bed. Like, I've been working all day. I've been isolating myself from the entire world. I mean, did I get stuff done? Yes. Am I thanking myself today? 100%. But like, why am I isolating myself?
I think when I grow up, I'm gonna be like one of those OGs that is always trying to help. Cause I was
Right.
ready to start knocking on doors. Like, y'all good? Everyone good in here?
Right.
Trooping through the storm. They're like, are you good? I'm like, I'm good. Trust me.
I'm
So
feeling. Okay.
overall, pretty good storm experience. I did lose. Oh, we played this game called BS. Is when
Okay.
we separate the cards. Like everybody gets some cards out of a deck, and for example, we'll be like, I'll drop 2 cards. I'll say that's 2 twos, but it might not be 2 twos.
Yeah, I've played this before.
Ah, I suck. I'm not a good liar. Cause when I lie, I laugh.
Face.
I don't got a good poker face. If
I
I
need a poker face. I have a great poker face.
you play poker?
No, but like I just like I'd be like my reactions. I don't react to anything. I almost got hit by a car the other day. Didn't react. Nothing. I was like, are you gonna hit me or not? Like I don't react. Like things like that for some reason. I'm very like, okay.
See, I think I'm hard boiled, Trish. You the hard.
Yeah, I don't react. Like
Every
nothing.
now and then you say something, it's like, well,
Like crazy stuff like that just doesn't faze me. Like this kid was rolling in. I thought he was gonna stop, and he decided to roll right into the Circle K. And I was trying to get out of the way. He just kept going, and I just looked at him like, I didn't react. I wasn't mean. Like if anything, I give people the thumbs down. But in Baton Rouge, I'm more careful because like, the gun laws are a little looser. New Jersey, not as many people have guns. Here, I don't want someone like going crazy. But like, I just like looked at him, and he didn't say sorry or anything. But I was like, and I kept walking.
somebody almost hit me with their car. I'm like, what's wrong with you, boy? What's wrong with you?
No, and
Trisha's like,
I just no, there's just no reaction for me, and I think that scares people a little bit. But like, I don't do it on purpose. I just like it
yo,
doesn't phase me. Like that
we got a scary theme today.
but like yeah, I
That's
feel. I
scary.
mean, I feel like I guess that is a little scary. But like, yeah, I'm just like
Speaking of scary,
I
if you
faith.
were on campus during a hurricane, what is one building you would not want to be stuck in?
gosh. Oh, I want to say the library. Yeah, actually the library because it's freezing cold. It's so uncomfortable in there. Like once you get past the first floor, horrible. And I always have to go past the first
True.
floor because there's too many people in there all the time.
It is very cold.
And then, but I'm freezing. I have to bring like 5 jackets. I'm like, we're in Louisiana, and I have to bring a bunch of jackets. And the further up you go, for some reason, the colder it gets. Heat rises, not up there.
No, I'd say for me, probably be like scariest building I could be in. Probably be like, honestly, Hodges.
Really?
Hodges
It creeps
makes
you out?
some. Hodges is pretty creepy at night.
It is. Actually, I've been here at night alone. It's creepy.
Doing like after a
Yeah.
game or something, you're just in a newsroom by yourself and you're hearing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa. Sometimes I'll hear the door open. I'll
Yes.
look outside and nobody came.
I have heard it before, or at least I thought, and maybe there was, but I didn't see anybody, and I was like, But if doors were locked, there's a couch in the newsroom. I feel like I would go to sleep and I'd be fine.
Oh yeah, a close second for me would probably be Lockett,
Yeah,
because you don't know at what point
it
it just start
flood.
falling on you.
Yeah, it's too old, and like especially with the hurricane because it floods a lot in there. It's dangerous. That's unsafe.
I honestly thought a lot of LSU was gonna get knocked off. These buildings are
No, but
500 years old.
But see, I like that. Like when I lived in Harrogate, I loved. Okay,
you lived in Herg?
yeah,
Dirty Herg?
people were great. Place was
man,
disgusting,
bro.
but we were all like united with how dirty it was. But when I lived there and Hurricane Ida, maybe I don't know. Oh, I forget what the hurricane was called, but 2021, when the hurricane came through, I remember saying, okay, think about all the hurricanes this building has lived through. We didn't even lose power. All the new dorms, power out. They were fighting for their lives for Wi-Fi coming over to us. We were like, we're chilling over here. Like we have Wi-Fi, we have power, the building's safe because it's old. It was built like the proper way.
Somebody that old reliable. Yes.
Yes.
What you're saying. I didn't live in Dirty Herg, but I did get a haircut in there. It's actually pretty nice in there. So I lived in Broussard. Broussard was alright, but we had an infinite toilet. Like we had a toilet that just kept flushing for like 3 months straight.
Oh, that would make me upset.
I would be all the way in my room and you
That's-
just hear
yeah, no.
4 in the morning.
That
I'll
would-
tell you what. Hate dorms. Thank God we're out of dorms now.
Yeah. I
That
like my
communal
space.
bath stuff, I could not do it for another year.
One girl used to bleach the shower every time she went in, and we always took a shower at the same time, and she would use so much bleach. I one time came back in my room, like cough. I was like, like I'm trying to catch my breath. I was like, I can't breathe in there because she bleached the entire shower. I understand it. I want to be clean, but it was so much bleach that I was choking. I was like trying not to cough because I didn't want to offend her.
Yeah.
So then I am like holding my breath my entire shower, and I'm like,
You should have coughed. Like, girl, this is too much bleach. She'll be like, stop it.
get some water.
Because what if you fall? Like, what if you slip on the bleach? Now
No, it was in her.
now you're doing an MJ.
It wasn't in my shower, but she was right next to me. So it wasn't probably the best scenario. But let's move on to NFL as Tua has another concussion. The Bills defeated the Dolphins on Thursday night.
Mhm.
And this is Tua's 4th concussion in the last 5 years, if you count when he was in college as well.
Wow.
As a former football player, David,
Oh yeah.
at the high school
Ooh,
level.
thank you for the title.
Of course.
I wasn't going first. I did play high school.
Oh yeah, look at you. Well, would you have retired if you gotten enough concussions? Do you think Tua should retire?
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're
That's
right.
2 questions right
You're right.
there. Would
Okay,
I
let's
retire and would
do-
Tua retire?
Okay, because I know you're gonna say no. So let's say should
Oh,
Tua
how'd you know?
as okay,
No,
you have
I'm not gonna say
you have no family right now. Tua is married. He has children. He has a big contract. Do you think he should retire?
Yeah, I actually do think he should retire because he's going through it. Like 4th concussion.
Right.
And you can see every time he gets like hit in the head, like he does those weird motions with his like I don't know what it's called. I know Shannon Sharp had called it rigor mortis, but it's not rigor mortis. So like yeah, he freezes up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. He did that
really
yesterday.
tense.
It's scary.
That's terrifying, and I think he should think about the rest of his life. when you're playing a sport, like typically you usually only think about that. Like that's all that it is to you. Like right now, he's in the NFL. He probably thinks the most important thing in his life is playing football, is being a quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. But you got other things in your life to value. You got
Yeah.
a family now, and the family wants they want their dad. They want
Alive.
they
Yeah.
want Papa
Here.
Tua.
Yeah. But like I think that the biggest thing for me is that football does not love you back. As much as you think that it's going to, and like, oh, it's giving me all this money, it's giving me the nice house, it does not love you, and it will take you out in a second. And I think in Tua's case, it has taken him out multiple times where, like you said, his whole body freezes and goes into shock.
That's the unforgiving nature of sports. I mean, you could love it so bad. You could love something so bad, but it could not be good for you.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift said something like that. Did she?
Maybe?
I knew you would.
Yeah,
That was
I
where
think
you were
that's what
there.
I thought. I think she
I hit that.
I think she does say that in the beginning of her song. Like in I Knew You Were Trouble, she has this whole like she
Yeah.
talks in the
Mhm.
music video about everything.
And it hurt.
And yeah, and that's what she says, that you can love something so much, but you have to let it go or something like that.
But
Wow. How
or
many times did you
look,
watch that music video?
actually, I'm not a Swiftie, but I
Oh,
just got great
you
memory.
sound like it.
Impeccable memory.
Is that what you listen to at 3 a.m. when you're walking to the Union? I Knew
That's
You
a
Were
Lil
Trouble.
Wayne, but you know what? I might have to put on some
What's the
Swiftie
lyrics say
music.
too? Right above it?
Yeah, I would say though.
What's your go-to Wayne song?
Oh, a Millie.
Oh,
Or 6 foot, 6 foot,
yeah,
7 foot.
I
is my
like that
favorite.
one because it says, like, call my
Use
stuff
my-
Patricia. And I think that's so funny.
Oh,
I
now I
think
can't listen to the song the same no more.
I hear it every time because,
When
oh yeah,
it's
smack it out,
I
Pat,
am
call
the
my stuff
Patricia.
Patricia. And I'm like, yes, like finally, because, my name's not as popular as it used to be.
Patricia.
It's more popular with the grandmas. No offense, I was named after my grandma. Like,
Yeah, there's a couple dying names. I think
yeah,
Patricia probably was
Patricia's one of
dying
them. I have 2
names.
grandmas named Patricia. Like, my cousin had 3.
I think Trisha is getting up there though.
But
Trish Paytas.
yeah, I forgot about her. Trisha, yeah. But see, some
What
people,
did she do?
she had kids now, and
Oh,
she just goes on
I just know
YouTube.
her name.
She
Like,
was she did the mukbangs for what she dated someone too, or David Dobrik. I think she was involved with David Dobrik for a little bit.
David. That's the name on the.
Yeah,
That's the name on the.
David.
I didn't like David when I was younger though, because I feel like David was a name for like
What did people call you?
murderers. Like every time I watched a documentary, I'll never forget. I was like 7. There was this murderer, and I was like, I hope his name not David. And then his name was David, and I cried. I was like, am I gonna be a murderer too?
But what did people call you then if you didn't like David?
Oh, they call me everything. They call me Day, Da, Dummy, David. Sometimes.
Me.
No,
Dave.
not dummy like
Okay.
bad dummy, like dummy like oh this guy's dummy.
Okay, I understand what you mean. Okay, let's move on to another popular name, Mike, as it is Mike's 8th birthday. So before we get into some bets, if you could spend a day with Mike, what would you do?
I would train him like a horse, and I would ride Mike, and we would run through campus. I mean, imagine if you had a pet tiger that you could saddle up and ride all over campus. That's so badass. That's so cool. Like imagine I go to my class with Mike, and
And where would you keep Mike during class?
he's on a leash. He's gonna sit.
No.
Sleep.
No.
Mike, come here. Water. Give him some water.
He'd eat the bowl.
And guess what? That's a healthy boy. 8 is a big number in tiger years. I mean,
Do you
Mike,
know anything about tigers?
Mike might be like 80 right now. So let's cherish him while we have him. 'Cause
Is it the
we
same?
might be on the Mike number.
Is it the same as dog years though?
Dog years? No, tiger years is different.
So
Tiger years, they age. Every year is 10 years for them.
is that true? Is that a true statement?
Yeah, that's true.
How did you find out about this?
I
I
try to come up with
You're not take this as
guys.
legit because I don't know how many years a tiger.
Oh, we love Mike. I love Mike, and
No, Mike's
I was gonna go check on him before the podcast, but I'm gonna go after.
Okay.
Sing him a little song.
Oh, how sweet! I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
Mike always loves when I come there.
Yeah.
He wakes up when I come by his little house.
Oh.
Well, I shouldn't say little house because that boy living in a mansion.
Got a whole pool.
Living better than us, eating
Yeah.
fine meat every day. Like
We're paying for that house.
you know what? I'm just gonna put this out there, but I think Mike would enjoy the low and slow chips.
You think?
Yeah. What's funny?
Because I just like am imagining him trying to eat the chip. Like the chip's so small compared to him.
But here's why he would like it. It's none of that artificial turfs, but like this is real wood, low and slow. Like I think he would like it.
Well, maybe we'll have to ask him, and maybe for his birthday
But
next
now-
year, you can get him some, David. All
We
right.
got a box. We can give him some.
Maybe we'll consider giving it to Mike for his birthday. Well, before we get into no sweat
Oh,
bet,
wait, I do have one thing
Okay.
before we forget. How do you feel about Kendrick Lamar hosting the Super Bowl halftime instead of Lil Wayne? Since we was just talking about Lil Wayne.
I actually think it's horrible because I heard that Lil Wayne was like really upset about
Yeah,
it.
he
Yeah,
put
it
out a
was sad.
video. He said he
Yeah.
was hurt by it.
No, it is. It's ridiculous. Like theoretically, could you have gotten Lil Wayne and Kevin Gates on there? Maybe.
Kevin Gates.
Maybe it would have been a low.
We don't need that freaky artist on the halftime show.
Let me finish. That's what I said. Like a few years ago, that probably would have worked out. Now it'd be like, but really, you're gonna snub Wayne? Stop.
Yeah, that do hurt. But
Stop.
okay, I've seen
Stop.
a couple, like I've seen both sides. Some
No.
people are saying that why does it matter so much if the Super Bowl has been performed in New Orleans 11 other times and
Exactly.
they haven't
and-
looked at
and
Wayne once?
Wayne for how many years? 3 decades? 3 decades.
I
He's
would
been running
love to see Lil
the
Wayne.
game, and then you're gonna snub him like this after all he's done for New Orleans. What you know? What what song is it? He says something like, you take away the football team, the basketball team. Now all you have is me to represent New Orleans, and I don't know what song he said that in. I forget the name. But that happened during the pandemic.
New Orleans, Trish?
New Orleans. He says
New Orleans.
He
That's how you
says-
gotta say it. You gotta say
in the song- in the song it says
NWALINS.
all they got is me to represent New Orleans. So that's why I said
Oh,
he
okay.
said
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And that's like that is a perfect example of who he is. Because during the pandemic, I was like, wow, this is so true. Like, look, there's no football team right now. Basketball can't play. But here's Lil Wayne. And then
Yeah,
you're gonna snub
Weezy.
him like this? Exactly. And I felt it was disrespectful.
He might show up he might show up with Kendrick. Who knows? Kendrick is definitely gonna bring him out. I feel like you can't not bring out Wayne.
I don't know.
And they have a good
Kendrick's a
connection.
changed man. Kendrick, I don't know. After this whole Drake thing, Kendrick might want the spotlight to himself.
No. Oh my God, what's going
You
on,
don't
Trish?
think? Look, I'm just saying.
You think he's selfish now? You think he's greedy now?
Yeah, it's a big moment. A lot of artists are. You can't blame them.
But here's also
World.
here's another good point. I will have to say this. How many clean songs does Lil Wayne have?
How many clean songs does Kendrick
That's
have?
what I mean. Like, dude, I
Nah, Kendrick. Oh, you guys might be right.
For someone who takes out all the curse words of every song they've ever listened to, neither of them have very clean songs
You know what?
at all.
You guys are right.
But they still go on the radio and they
Does
just block
Kendrick
out the songs.
Bring on Drake.
No, man,
that's
no.
Super Bowl.
That would actually be so funny, though.
It's like,
I think there's too much beef there because, like, what they said was pretty nasty. But it would be funny if it was just like, "Ha, this whole thing was fake the whole time."
and then like they dap each other up on
Yeah.
stage. I would throw a remote straight through my.
That's what I
TV.
mean. Yeah, I wouldn't even watch a Super Bowl. I'd be like, "This is fake. This was all set up."
Paul Skeens in my remote straight through the TV.
Paul
Because
Skeens.
absolutely not. We not doing that. Lil Wayne gonna come though. I feel like he is. I was looking for tickets for the Super Bowl. $6,000.
Yeah, they're a lot. We can work and do the security. You want
Do
to do
any
that?
rich people listen to this podcast?
I don't know.
You say you don't know. We better send it out to some rich people. We might.
We can work security
How do
though
you find rich
in
people?
the Superdome.
Oh, security.
Yeah,
I'm down.
we can do that.
Yeah. Landmark.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll go
That's
apply.
right. Free
I'll
ticket.
apply right now.
we should. We should consider after the show.
How do you qualify to work the Super Bowl? Because I mean, we haven't been there for
We're not.
that
We'll
much time. We don't have experience points, but you know
No,
what
we-
we can have.
see football every week. We've literally gone to Ole Miss, Alabama, where they've rushed the field. We could stop them.
I'll show them a video of we gotta do 1,000 push-ups each. Show them that we about business.
Yes.
We gotta secure the premises too.
It's not happening, but I'll do like 1,000 jumping jacks. I'll do 1,000 suicides. They got
That's worse than the
That-
push-ups.
For some, you,
1,000
would
suicides. You could do the.
You
You
would
could
think.
secure the Super Bowl by yourself.
exactly.
That's a
that
Coach
shows-
Carter type punishment.
So you do the push-ups, I'll do the suicides. You got me. But anyway, let's move on. First off, before we get into no sweat bets, I did want to thank LSU Athletics and Mr. Michael Bonnet for providing us with some lovely background to our show. It makes it look so much better, and just to have some lovely Joe Burrow over here just looking at us, cheering us on. So seriously, thank you. It really does make this room so much prettier and fancier.
Nice
It
and
makes us look a
lively.
little more official.
Right?
I would say so.
Yeah.
But anyway, before we get into no sweat bets, we got a quick word from our sponsors, so we'll be right back. The Purple Room is sponsored by Walk On Sports Bistro. Walk-Ons makes every occasion worth celebrating with delicious food and drinks. Walk-Ons, your home away from home.
What's Going On is presented by Low and Slow Snacks. Check out their potato and corn chips, the first ever smoked barbecue chip. Low and Slow Snacks. Real wood, real smoke, real barbecue.
No Sweat Bets is sponsored by Southern Air. Since 1994, Southern Air's team has provided 5-star plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical services. Southern Air, fixed right or it's free.
All right, we got No Set Bets presented by Southern Air, fixed right or it's free. David, what do you got this week?
We're not even going to touch the New York Giants because...
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Actually, give me a second, guys. I have a prop real quick.
Okay, I'll say my bet first. Should I say my bet first? I'll say my bet first. Well, as I'm here by my lonesome, the Cowboys play the Saints this week. And look, a lot of Saints fans aren't going to like me, but oh my gosh, I am a Cowboys fan, and I'm just going to be realistic here. Usually I'm not a very realistic Cowboys fan, but by week 16, I'll lose all hope in them. So I'm going to keep my hope where I have it. The Cowboys are going to win this game at night. They play at noon on Sunday, and they're going to win. David, did you bring that just for this? That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, that's fire, right?
Where'd you get that?
I got it from a thrift store in New York.
I was going to say, yeah.
It's pretty clean. I got it for like $15.
So
Now, look, like I said, not on the New York Giants bandwagon this week.
Okay.
But I also heard from a wise man, sometimes you got to let your actions do the talking, not your mouth. So even though I won't be verbally betting for them, got nothing else to say. But I do got LSU versus South Carolina. I got, unfortunately, South Carolina's going to beat us.
yeah, I think that too.
I'm going to be real here.
I know it's good.
Defense looks really good. That freshman Dylan Stewart looks scary. I do think we could stop him, but I mean, just from the 2 weeks, I mean, if we don't come out starting hot, it might be a little hard. And then the injury bug has been running through LSU. So let's see how that defensive line looks without Jacoby and Guillory. For the offense side, I mean, I have faith in our offense. I think we can always get points, but it's
gotta score quick touchdowns. Then.
Yeah, it's about, can we stop South Carolina? And a lot of people might say, oh, of course we can. But on a bad day, the Tigers look really bad. On a great day, the Tigers look great. So I hope they can prove me wrong.
They can't start off slow. And like you said, actions, very important. Got to score points. You know, like the Giants, maybe if they...
What are we
maybe if they offered Saquon...
What are we doing?
And just talk less.
We just promised not to talk about the Giants.
Then maybe the Giants wouldn't be as bad.
We just promised not to talk about the Giants.
You promised not to talk about Giants.
Trish.
I'm just saying, actions speak louder than words they should offer.
Oh, and you're right. You're right. These actions going to speak on Sunday. Don't worry.
Malik is healthy, though, so you got that going for you. He's playing this week.
And Malik loves the Giants.
I quickly saw something about Malik praising Jaden. I'm not exactly sure what he said, but that did come at my notifications about Malik, like something saying about how great Jaden was as a quarterback and all that.
Mm-hmm.
He's not saying that about Danny Dimes. That's all I'm saying. He's like fiending for Jaden back.
I hope he's saying it after the game when Jaden Daniels gets sacked 25 times. So we'll see.
Come on, don't be like.
Actually, no, I don't need that because Jaden is my fantasy starter. Oh, this is rough. Now I got a headache.
Okay, well, that's all we have for you today for the Purple Room Podcast. I'm Patricia Caputo. He's David Bartholomew. Thanks for hanging with us today.
Bye.